Tonight, we close out the first half of the 1UP Superstar Series season for 2022, and what better place to end things off for our first half than right where it all started 4 months ago. For the Pensacola 500 back in March, we're back here again in July for the running of the Simply Orange 400 at Pensacola Superspeedway. I'm alongside James Ellison in the booth once again for this one, and this is the ultimate equalizer. This track is 3 miles long, high draft, high speed, and high threat of the big one as well. If you can navigate through that, anybody in this field can score victory here tonight.
It's absolutely true. I am a living proof of that in the debut race of the Turbo Truck Series. So, everything there was brand new. It was nothing for the Truck Series. It was just anybody could win, and it certainly proved that it was great potential for that. And I'm ready to see some really good racing here.
Now, this race has been shortened by 10 laps as opposed to what it was going to be for safety reasons and for other issues, but we're still going to have the same great racing action for 40 laps here at Pensacola, same as the Nitro National Series race that was just here. So, and you know how exciting that was, so we're going to bring you just as good a race here tonight. And now we can look at the full starting lineup for tonight's Simply Orange 400. Believe it or not, this is the first time all season that Cale Tescar Jr. has won pole, despite him leading the points for much of the season. He's got Henry Thomas alongside him, and we got some new faces up in the top 10. Anderson Reed starts third. Ryan Jackson starts eighth. A lot of big names start up front, but a lot of other big names start at the back, including former Pensacola 500 winner Lane Sanders. So at this point, you know you can win from anywhere, but the thing is, you got to be careful because the big one can strike at any moment, especially early in the race. So you have to be very careful if you're starting at the back to not get swept up in it early.
Yeah, that's the big thing. You're always watching. You're always waiting to see who makes the mistake that triggers it. Who's going to be the one that sends you potentially on your roof, on your side, or just into the door of another driver. You don't know what's going to happen. It's the same at Daytona, Talladega. You just never know when the big one's going to strike. Although earlier at Talladega this year, we did have a pretty tame race. So it could happen, but always be ready for the big one.
Although, of course, Talladega, a complete different animal from this track, and this one a completely different one from Talladega. So, with the field lined up on the grid, all 42 cars ready to go, we're ready to bring you 40 laps of action from Pensacola in the Simply Orange 400. This is the 1UP Superstar Series from Pensacola Superspeedway, and the green flag is moments away, as it is usually. Stay tuned, you're not going to want to miss a second of what's to come. With the pace car already on pit road, Cale Tescar Jr. is getting ready to take us to the green flag. We're underway at Pensacola for the second time this season, and the field's already starting to spread out quite a bit. Miles Mashburn makes a move down to the inside from 5th, and you can see cars diving from the outside lane to the bottom of the racetrack, because that is absolutely where you want to be on the opening laps of this race.
Yeah, like I said, they didn't waste any time. They're already getting 3 wide. Tescar trying to lead the first lap, but that 8 on the outside with Henry Thomas, he's out edging out ahead at the moment, but Nelson Reed's coming to the inside. He might have something to say here early on.
He's got a push from Ben McDonald. Wow, that was almost a wreck between Sam Denotto and Jeffrey Finguy, almost leaning on each other going into turn 3. Yeah, Sam Denotto was in quite a big incident here, as it looks like Henry Thomas has an issue, and he's already on pit road. Our outside pole sitter, Henry Thomas, who started second in this race, now his race has been ruined by an early mechanical issue that has sidelined him for a while anyway, and it has split up the pack in quite a big way as well, because you can see up at the front, Miles Mashburn and Cale Tescar Jr. pushing each other in a mostly single-file pack now.
Yeah, that is not what you want to see coming to complete lap 1. You do not want to feel like something is wrong and have to come into the pits. That is really messed up things, as we see Jake Halleck leading the second pack here. But, man, what a tough break for Henry Thomas.
He will fall a lap down as a result of this, but up at the front, things stay the same. Cale Tescar Jr. leads lap number 2 as well. Sam Denotto, actually, I will finish my thought here, was in a very vicious accident here in the spring in the Pensacola 500. He barrel rolled more times than I can remember, but he's fully rested up and recovered, back behind the wheel of 00 for this race, and he's seeking redemption here at the track that nearly cost him his whole season.
Yeah, you really want that, as they're fanning out once again here. I'm trying to see who that is. Menards at 15, that would be Anderson Reed. He's making moves. Denoto falling back. Man, what a good race this is so far. Even with Henry Thomas's issues, we're still having some good racing.
Absolutely, as Cale Tesco Jr. leads his third consecutive lap here at Pensacola, and it looks like the second pack is starting to catch up now that they're going single file, and these guys are most definitely not going single file. They are in a big hurry to make some passes on each other, and that's not always a good thing, because that second pack will close up on them in a big hurry, and as you can see, Mark Davey also with issues at the start of the race. He is now well off the leader's pace, so they will probably be lapped here momentarily, but as now we see a move for the lead by Nick Ortiz on Cale Tesco Jr.
Ortiz going for the inside here. He's bringing Emma Carter along, or potentially bringing her along. And now Carter trying to make a move herself. Man, I can't keep up already. This is getting insane. And yeah, the second pack has caught up. We're back to what it was before the 8's issues, as we're, oh boy, 4 wide. That is not going to end well if they don't settle it out soon.
Yeah, J.Q. Halleck has caught the pack and is moving up into third place with help from that red and white 71 car of Keon Daly. This is his first Superstar Series start of the season. Looking to make some impressions here with Daniel Voiles in the 08 pushing him. And currently, Ortiz gets shoved up high. Ben McDonald makes a move to the inside. Remember, McDonald won the Brickyard 400 last week. And he's getting a help from Daly and Voiles, trying to get the lead, and McDonald comes up to block Ortiz. That's going to allow Daly and Voiles to his inside, but McDonald leads at the line.
He's trying to keep that momentum going. He wanted Indy. He wants to get another win right in a row as we go 4 wide yet again, pushing Ortiz to the back. Man, you can't keep the lead long now that Tescar's out of the way.
Absolutely. And Daniel Bouchard's now the only thing keeping the two Venta Motorsports teammates together. And here they go to the bottom of the racetrack. Ben McDonald and Jake McMillan working together on the inside, or at least I thought they were. Now McMillan gets underneath McDonald for the lead. The two Venta Motorsport cars are going to be side by side for the lead coming off turn 4. And look at this big pack of cars. This big one, if it comes, it's going to be a huge one here.
Yeah, it's looking really good here. You got the teammates working together. They want to make it 3 in a row here because you got the win at Portland, and then last weekend at Indy. This is what they want to see, but it looks like they might already be catching up to a lap vehicle. I can't tell who that was.
That would be Henry Thomas in the 8. And how about Blaine Saylor making only his third career start in the Superstar Series? He's running up in the top 5 with help from Jason Parker, who started last in this race. So it goes to show you can win this race from anywhere, as Blaine Saylor now makes a move towards the top. Here they come to lap Henry Thomas. This is going to be a big deal, as McDonald and McMillan both try and get around him. Saylor trying to push the 21 through as well, and that opens the door for Jared Polanski and Echo Ross on the inside line to make moves.
Yeah, I saw Polanski start to make a move, and then Echo made a move on him, and it's looking pretty dicey here, as I see Hutchinson right behind Ross there. There's a lot of faces that were toward the back now and toward the middle of the field that are just really starting to get up there. That's what this great equalizer of a race does.
Closing in on the end of lap 8 now, and McMillan is leading this race as we got trouble in the back. A big wreck. Roberto Crown Jr., Nick Ortiz, Jeffrey Finn Guy. A lot of cars involved in this one. The caution flag will fly, of course, for the first time today. That will save Mark Davey from going a lap down here, so that is a positive for him. Oh, and it looks like, oh boy, Jake McMillan leads them back to the caution flag, and look at all these cars that have been torn up in a big way here in the early stages. Roberto Crown Jr., Brandon Beal, Blair in the 19, Finn Guy in the 92, a lot of good cars. William Brock in the 93. Oh, and looks like we had more damage later on in this lap. Anderson Reed now with damage. Duke Anzac as well. Stephen Gale, Daniel Voiles, a lot of cars with damage that weren't even in the first incident. It looks like similar to what we saw in the national race yesterday, where cars were just slowing up for the caution flag and they ran over each other.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate for a lot of guys. Brock, Finn guy, especially for William Brock. He was up there contending for a little bit before he got shuffled back, but man, what a heartbreaker to see some of these guys get knocked out before we're even a quarter of the way through this race.
I will admit it was very impressive that we made it almost a quarter of the race in without the big one striking. Usually, remember this race last year, we had the big one on lap 5 that took out half the field. So it was very impressive, and that was a 50-lap race too. So this is mighty impressive that we made it this far. But I have a feeling everybody now is going to come down pit road, fill up with fuel, maybe get some tires as well, and this will get them to the end of the race from here. So all the strategy taken care of. Oh, and Jason Parker with damage out of the race as well. You hate to see that because he was running very high up in the field, as we know. So going down the back straightaway here, I think Reed and Blair are going to get together and turn down the racetrack a bit opposite of what we usually see here at Pensacola. But the same result still applies, where Ortiz and Finn Guy get piled in, Blair and Beal. Andres Molina, who had lost the draft earlier, did a very nice job getting around all these wrecked race cars. But then coming to the caution flag, you see here, AF Walsh gets into Jason Parker, who goes upside down.
Oh my!
That was a big impact for Jason Parker. We hope he's all right. Daniel Bouchard, Daniel Voiles, JQ Halleck trying to navigate their way around. Duke Ansack, Christian Vargas slows to avoid it. Stephen Gale with a lot of damage, but that is Jason Parker's race run and done. That is, unfortunately, not the first time Jason Parker has gone up and over.
Brutal. Just watching this, he's just plugging along right there in a 4-wide situation as it comes to caution and nowhere to go. And see, I just saw Nelson Rees in this as well. And, wow, what a good job by Emma Carter there to avoid.
And Keon Daly also involved in this, the 71 car, making his first start of the season. He will likely be able to continue, but with some damage. Jason Parker, on the other hand, his race, run and done after just 8 laps at Pensacola, and you really don't want to see that for a team doing so well. However, now it looks like we're going to have Justin Hutchinson come out of this as the race leader. He jumped Jake McMillan in the pits, and this will allow the Motor Dash Racing cars to team up in 3rd and 4th. Felix Anderson and Echo Ross. They will be now in the top 5 together. We'll see what kind of headway they can make. But we're under caution here on lap 11 here at Pensacola. Quarter of the way through this race. And a lot of good cars taken out early. We'll take you to the restart as soon as it happens, but this was not a good day for a lot of guys who needed a good day going forward.
It's going to be interesting to see because we know the 4 of Halleck has damage, and there's a few others that this could certainly play some interesting factors into the race later on, provided we don't get another caution before they start lapping them.
So with the pace car off, it leaves us in the hands of Justin Hutchinson, Jake McMillan, and the rest. The green flag is back out. We're underway with 28 laps to go at Pensacola. And Echo Ross actually dives underneath her teammate Anderson to try and give a push to the lap cars, who are now pushing Justin Hutchinson out into the race lead. So McMillan and Anderson are both stuck up on the high side with Jared Polanski. I fully expect more grooves to form as the pack forms up, but for right now, the bottom is definitely where you want to be.
And it's going to be interesting to watch because we see now the lap cars are fighting each other, giving Hutchinson some breathing room for the time being as Yepes does the inside of the Cartoon Network car back there. It's going to be fun to watch as 39 coming up here, and we'll see what happens.
Mark Davey gets underneath teammate Hutchinson to try and get his lap back. This will be interesting to keep our eye on as well, as you see a little bit of damage on the rear end of the 10 car of Hutchinson. It doesn't look too significant, but it will be something to keep our eye on, as you see to put the split in the rear bumper that the 01 does not have. As Echo Ross now makes a move for the lead on the 39, but she's going to get abandoned. by J.D. Martin in the 66, and he's going to be abandoned now by Blaine Saylor. We're 4 wide for the lead behind Mark Davey.
This ain't going to end well. I'm telling you, something's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen it's not going to happen in the lead, obviously, but they keep doing that. Something is seriously going to go wrong here.
Well, regardless of what happens, Blaine Saylor has just led his first lap, and we got more trouble in the back. Like you said, something was going to happen. It looks like Zachary Fitzwater involved in this one. Oh, a big shot for the 59. Keon Daly involved in it. Oh, big shot for Zachary Fitzwater. Blair in the 19. Again involved in this one. Heavy, heavy damage to both cars. Anderson Reed, once again. Jake McMillan, who was second at the restart. His day is done now as a result of crash damage. A lot more cars involved in a big accident here at Pensacola, and Zachary Fitzwater's luck at super speedways continues to haunt him. He's out of this one early here at Pensacola, as Aaron Hall will lead them back to the caution flag. So caution flies for the second time today here at Pensacola. This is going to be interesting because we can make it to the end on fuel. Oh, and we got more trouble in the back. Oh, Glenn Mixon upside down. Big trouble. For Andres Molina as well. He's got some heavy damage. Glenn Mixon as well, obviously. AF Walsh, Christian Vargas, JQ Halleck again. Nelson Reeves, and AF Walsh making his series debut in the 69 car. Was having a strong run in that car up till now. Cale Tescar Jr., the pole sitter, with some heavy damage as well. His day could be over as well. What a series of wrecks we've had here at Pensacola. They've eliminated almost half this field already.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate, really, because
once again, I feel like 2 cars are going to get pinched together. Yep, they do. Ryan Jackson and Zachary Fitzwater get piled into this. Cale Tescar Jr., Jake McMillan. Halleck actually does a good job getting by, but Keon Daly not so lucky. In the 59 of Fitzwater. Oh, and he gets T-boned hard by the 19 of Blair. That was a scary impact for both those guys. Hopefully they're all right, but their cars certainly are not. Their races are over. And I'm curious now what's going to happen here with Glenn Mixon, because he was running in the top 5 when this happened. So something must have gone wrong as the field was slowing up for the caution to cause something as chaotic as that under the yellow flag.
Yeah, watching here, and nothing yet. Oh, the smoke up ahead from what was already happening. Still nothing. This is confusing me as to what happened. It's this far into the caution, and I think now we see it. There we go.
And you hate to see it as well for Blaine Saylor, who had just led the first lap of his career as well in the Superstar Series, but his race is done as well. A lot of big names out of this race. And Andres Molina, runner-up at Indianapolis last week, was doing such a good job here today, and his race is done as well. So we're now looking at this from Zachary Fitzwater's perspective. He, I think, took the hardest hit of this wreck right here. And yeah, he gets hit once by...
Ouch.
And then he gets... Oh, he barely avoids JQ Halleck, but then Keon Daly piles into him, and he does a series of 360s down the racetrack. And then Blair just piles into him again. That was a big incident for Zachary Fitzwater, and we hope he's all right. He should be, considering how safe these cars have gotten after the Denoto incident, but these cars are not bulletproof, as we've seen, but they are very resilient. It's just a shame, though, for all the guys involved in these first few wrecks here at Pensacola.
It is an absolute shame, and I sure hope that Fitzwater gets things sorted out there, because I'm pretty sure that acting like a twist top made him real dizzy for a little bit. So should be fine. Just take a little bit of time to get the head straightened up and hope that things go better for the rest of the field.
Thankfully, we have an off week this next week to allow Fitzwater some extra time to get his head on straight once again before we head to Watkins Glen. That's going to be a track he should do really well at, so we're hoping for better things there. As we cycle under caution now for the second time in this race, Aaron Hall leads the way in his 5th career start in the Superstar Series. Ben McDonald second. Devin Fair up to third. Miles Mashburn and Echo Ross ran at the top 5 currently, with Justin Henley now up in 6th place. Lane Sanders gains 30 spots in the opening half of this race. He's up to 7th. J.D. Martin 8th. Emma Carter 9th as we look back at several more drivers out of this race. And then we can also report to you that after this wild set of, it's look at all the cars out of this race, we can also report to you that Jared Polansky is the final car inside the top 10 in 10th place. But as things stand right now, this is a race of attrition. We knew it was going to be one, and at this point in time, we're just desperately hoping that no more cautions fly for the rest of this race, so we can get some good hard racing in, because that's what we want to see here at a super speedway like this.
Absolutely. We want to see racing. We don't want to see wrecking, but it's the nature of the beast at these type of tracks. So we just have to hope and pray that they can get enough racing in that they don't have to worry about another caution. But again, always got to be prepared for something like that to happen. So we'll see what comes.
And remember, pit strategy is not an issue anymore because they pitted on lap 10. So they are not going to need to come in for the rest of this race unless they want to try to put some fresh tires on and see if that'll help the handling at all, because this track is a lot slicker now than it was in the spring. But as the field crosses the start-finish line, the lights are out on the pace car, and we'll be going green on lap 20 of this race. We'll get the second half of this race underway, and hopefully we won't have any more yellow flags to slow the field down. As Aaron Hall, Ben McDonald, Devin Fair, they are going to be your leaders once we take the restart.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting here because this is going to be a big thing for Aaron Hall, rookie leading the field to the green. Got some of the best in the business behind you. This is definitely going to be a no pressure situation, or I should emphasize that with heavy sarcasm, as there's definitely got to be some pressure there, especially for a place like this.
And remember, Aaron Hall actually won provisional pole for the Pensacola 500 back in the spring, but lost that starting spot due to a crash in his dual race. So he knows how to make speed around here. Hopefully, he might even be able to hold on until the end. It's going to be a monumental challenge to make that happen, but we're about to find out as we're half a lap away from the restart.
Yeah, everybody's getting their nerves straight again, just getting ready to go for it again and hope that nobody makes another mistake. You would certainly hope that we don't get in a situation where drivers are pinching their cars together, because that has been the cause of a few of these incidents.
It has been the cause of all of these incidents, as a matter of fact. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. Hopefully everybody gives each other enough space. But as we get closer to the end of this race, it's going to be less and less likely that they're going to give each other breaks. So as we get closer to the end, it's going to be a lot tighter for the racing. But then again, we have fewer cars in the field left, so maybe we can hang on for 20 green flag laps till the end of this thing, as the pace car gets ready to pull on the pit road and Aaron Hall gets ready to lead us to the restart.
Yep, Hall leading to the restart, waiting for that flag to wave, and it should be going. There we go. Green flag back in the air. We're underway again. Hall leading the way, and they're not really fanning out just yet. Okay, never mind. There they are.
Yeah, Miles Mashburn makes a move to the inside of Devin Fair for third, and he's probably going to bring Echo Ross with him. So now Mashburn's pushing the lap cars of Davey and Thomas past Aaron Hall, and Mashburn might even try and take the lead himself now that Aaron Hall's kind of trapped up on the top of the racetrack. So Mashburn's going to try and take the lead of this race now that he gets underneath Thomas, and he's going to get a push from Justin Henley in the 42, who's now going to make it 4 wide for the lead.
Oh my. Yeah, I had a feeling that was going to happen with Henley there, but I was thinking maybe it was going to happen after they cleared Davey. But yeah, Davey's doing a nice job. If he gets a quick yellow, he'll be back in this thing, potentially.
And remember, Justin Henley did not even qualify for the Pensacola 500. He was unable to race his way in for the duels. So this is his first ever race here at the 3 Mile Superspeedway, and he's doing a very nice job. He just barely missed leading that lap there. But now Miles Mashburn loses the lead to his teammate, J.D. Martin, who's getting a push from Emma Carter and Justin Hutchinson. Now Martin makes a move on Davey to try and put him back a lap down.
Yeah, it was a valiant effort for Mark Davey to try to get his lap back, but all for nothing unless Carter behind him can get something to happen, though I think Jared Polanski has something to say about what goes on here now.
Yeah, he and Bobo Jones are going to give a mighty push to J.D. Martin until they stop, because now Polanski gets underneath Martin, and now Jones gets underneath Polanski. They're once again 4 wide for the race lead, and Mark Davies still has his lap for now.
This is getting insane. Why did we have to say that a smaller pack might make it less intense? Or I don't remember what was said, but there we go. As Donato going for the lead now.
How about Sam Donato? He was sent barrel rolling a million times, it felt like, in that wreck in the 500. Could he perhaps seek redemption in this race and score a big win? The first of his career. We're still a while away from deciding that. 18 laps away from deciding that at the moment. But for right now, Sam Donato leads that lap by a splitter over Bobo Jones.
Don't look now. Lane Sanders, JQ Halleck, they've come back in the mix. Apparently that damage wasn't too bad on the 4, but got shuffled out as Sanders now right behind the 00. So maybe he could pull something off.
And don't forget, Lane Sanders has won here before. He won the Pensacola 500 last year. So he knows how to make his way around this big old racetrack. As now, both of them get shuffled up to the top because now Ben McDonald making a move for second with help from Miles Mashburn. You got a lot of guys shuffling their way for the field, and you got those 2 BWT cars painted identically with Emma Carter and Aaron Hall. The only difference is the number. So good luck distinguishing them apart. Of course, it's a little easier when you look at it from the rear, because Hall has rookie stripes while Carter does not.
Yeah, and they're 4 wide again as Hall's coming back up here. And, oh my. We saw Devin Fair get up there for a minute, but he's already shuffled to the high side and fallen back. So that's how quickly things can turn here as Hall goes back for the lead. And now here comes Henley once again.
With a push from Echo Ross, could Justin Henley take the lead in his first start at Pensacola? It's going to be very interesting to keep our eye on here. Henley does make it past Hall. Davey's not an issue because he's a lap down. Justin Henley, in his first start at Pensacola, is going to take the lead of the Simply Orange 400. But he's got a lot of cars behind him that all want the race lead. And I doubt he'll keep it very long, and he's not, because here comes Hutchinson with help from Polanski.
And again, how quickly things can change, but the positive for the 42 Hutchinson here, I'll get my drivers right. He's not shuffled to the high side, though, as here comes Polanski for the lead.
Oh, it's getting really close between Bobo Jones and Justin Henley. They're leading on each other, but they save it. No caution.
Wow.
No wreck. That's impressive. But here comes Jared Polanski now to the race lead with help from J.D. Martin. They get around Justin Hutchinson. Remember, Polanski won at Talladega earlier this season. He knows how to get it done on the big super speedways. And if he can win today, he will break the record with Stephen Hunter and Jeffrey Finguy for most wins ever in the Superstar Series. It would be his 9th. So Polanski really wants to get a win and break that record with some of the all-time greats of the sport.
Yeah, that would be certainly be something to really be proud of, to be able to get back up there to be the winningest driver on the list. But that's a tall order to fill at this track.
And there's still 15 laps to go, so it's not like he can just cruise like he does at so many other tracks. As here comes J.D. Martin underneath Polanski now, with help from Hutchinson and Felix Anderson. They're hugging that double yellow line as Martin leads the lap. And now they're 4 wide for the lead once again, with Felix Anderson now going for the lead on the inside with help from Sam Donato.
Yeah, that's certainly a big deal for Anderson there, as he just cruises through with the 00 behind him. And we still got a long ways to go, but it's nice to see that 53 up front.
Yeah, that Motor Dash Racing team needs something good to happen. And he might not be able to lead this lap, unfortunately, because they're going 4 wide underneath him once again.
No. Here we go again.
But here comes Ben McDonald with help from the 2 Carter Racing System cars of Emma Carter and Aaron Hall. The 2 BWT cars are going to push Ben McDonald out to the race lead. We're closing in on 10 laps to go. It's going to be very intense from here on out.
Yep, teammates working together. It doesn't always work out at super speedways, but it seems to be doing good for the moment. So we'll see what happens with this. But I don't expect it to last long, as Davey's still pestering the leaders here, trying to find a way to get back by and get his lap back. Should have cautioned him out.
Absolutely. He wants to get that lap back and be back into contention here. And he's going to drag along Lane Sanders, as it looks like somebody's having an issue at the back. Maybe Justin Hutchinson or Echo Ross. Either way, the pack has been split up in a big way. And now it looks like there's only about 5 or 6 cars up at the front. And doesn't look like anybody's heading for pit road this time. Maybe it was a bit of a freak incident, but either way, the pack has been split up in a big way. Now it's up to them to try and make their way back to the front.
Yeah, right now that's what we want. What Aaron Hall wants to see right now. He just wants to see the pack split up and make it that much easier for him as we come up on 10 to go. But I've got a feeling that, with caution or no caution, it's not going to be easy, even if this front pack stays small like this.
And especially when AF Walsh is coming up to be lapped, and he's going to hold everybody up in a big way. He lets Mark Davey get out to a huge lead and get his lap back for the time being. That is definitely going to allow the pack to catch back up in a big way. Look at this.
Oh my, I did not even realize they caught up to him so fast. I did not even realize that he was there until they were right on him. And look what that's doing to the high side. They got to get to the bottom quick if they want to have any hope of continuing to contend for the win here.
Yeah, especially, look at the 69 holding everybody up. But good news is everybody's sticking together in the draft. Aaron Hall still leads this race. Closing in on, actually, next time by will be 10 to go. And they've already caught Mark Davey again to try and put him back a lap down. So, it's Hall and Carter continuing to lead the way, but, everybody's now gotten around AF Walsh, and now the pack can condense once again. As Emma Carter makes a move underneath her teammate to try and take the lead, but now Justin Hutchinson's getting underneath her to try and take the lead away.
Yeah, the intensity is picking up, even with less competition up here at the front. These drivers are giving it everything they've got. They know that there is something to be gained from a win here, no matter if it's in the spring or in the summer. It's, as we got another lap car causing some problems here.
That's Anderson Reed in the 15. He should be trying to get out of the way of these guys as soon as humanly possible, but he's going to hold up that middle groove in a big way. That's going to hurt Emma Carter, J.D. Martin. But now Felix Anderson takes the lead of the race once again. With 9 laps to go at Pensacola, could Anderson post a massive upset here at the big speedway?
Oh, it's possible, but he's got someone that's very familiar to having good runs running behind him there. That 51, Devin Fair's found his way back up to the front once again.
Could Devin Fair get his first career win in this race? Could Justin Hutchinson get his 6th career win in this race? Could Anderson get his first? Could Hall get his first? Could Sanders get his 3rd? Man, there's a lot of questions to be asked, and we still don't know the outcome. We're about 8 laps away from deciding the outcome of the Simply Orange 400. But for now, this is the pack that's going to be trying to take on Felix Anderson, going for the race win here at Pensacola.
Yep, you talk about taking him on. Hutchinson moved to the inside. Looks like Sanders goes to the inside now. Are we about to have 4 wide for the lead again? Looks like, oh boy, we're going to have it again. Looks like they're going to settle it out for the moment. Sanders to the lead. That's something he's enjoying, especially with a lap car behind him.
Yeah, he's been looking for a good run for a long time, but now Davey bails out on Sanders, putting him up into the high groove. We're going to see if Sanders can keep the lead or if Bobo Jones can take the race lead away from Sanders. Bobo Jones now making a move to the inside of Lane Sanders. He's going to try and get the race lead away. It's been a long time since Bobo Jones has been the victory lane. 55 races since Bobo Jones has been the victory lane. Last did it at Bristol in 2020. So So Jones looking to have a really good run here. And he leads this race over Echo Ross as we're coming to 6 laps to go next time by.
Yep. Echo looked to the inside there, still peeking, not making moves yet, but I don't expect Echo to stay there for long.
Absolutely. Bobo Jones continues to lead the way with 6.5 laps to go. Now Sam Denoto makes a move to the bottom. He's looking for a win to try and boost him up the order in the point standings. Bobo Jones, it's been a long time since he's won a race, and he's very close to getting his third right here at Pensacola. He's very good at the super speedways, but is he good enough to hold off this snarling pack of cars for 6 more laps?
Well, I don't know. J.D. Martin just peeking to the inside of the Noto there. He might have say, or in second thought, that someone else has something to say there as the 12 is coming to the inside. Got 3 wide for second.
Yeah, Bobo Jones is doing everything in his power to block every lane imaginable. He's trying to make that 04 as wide as it possibly can be to keep everybody from getting around him. But in vain, because here comes Ben McDonald now to the inside of Bobo Jones. To the inside goes the 12 car to the race lead. Could Ben McDonald get back-to-back wins here at in the Superstar Series? From Indianapolis to Pensacola, could it happen? We still have 5 laps to go to decide.
Yep, 5 laps to go, and another lead change inbound, because here comes Aaron Hall once again with Hutchinson helping him. These guys are shuffling around like crazy as we come up. Oh, here we go. This ought to be interesting.
Yep, Miles Mashburn's going a lap down, and that is not going to help anybody besides Ben McDonald, who shoots out to a massive lead. Bobo Jones follows him through. J.D. Martin also, and now the field's starting to get split up once again, and I don't know if there's enough laps for them to get caught back up once again. So for Aaron Hall, this might be game, set, match for him as Miles Mashburn puts him further and further behind. But we still have about 10 cars in the mix for victory, and I fully expect the field to close back up once again as we hit 4 laps to go now.
Yep, and even as they run side by side there, Jones and Martin, they're catching up to that 12 car, so he ain't going to enjoy that cushy lead much longer, and there we go. It's gone. He's already caught.
Now Justin Hutchinson and Devin Fair are going to try and make a second groove work. We haven't seen that happen very much this weekend. Devin Fair now bails on Hutchinson to try and get around J.D. Martin for second, but McDonald holds the lead coming to 3 laps to go here at Pensacola.
It's looking pretty dicey here, and Emma Carter, well, still in the mix here. That's a good thing for that group. They really need something, especially since the 07 got messed up by lap traffic. Emma's the only hope for the team this time around.
But for Sam Denoto, you'd be right. That 00 is also part of the Carter Racing System camp, and he's making a move to the inside to take the lead away with 3 laps to go. Sam Denoto to the lead at Pensacola. Could he break his curse at this racetrack and score a big win? He's got Henry Thomas behind him. That's a lap car. That could be huge for this 00. We've got 2.5 laps to go now.
Yep, 2.5 laps, and who knows what could happen. As now here comes Carter trying to get the 8 out of the way. And there's the 53 back there. Felix Anderson, he's still in the mix. He's there on the inside of Lane Sanders with Jared Plansky behind him.
Coming to 2 laps to go, that is exactly what Sam Denoto wants to see in his rear view, as his teammate Emma Carter back there working together, trying to get one of them a victory here at Pensacola, and Henry Thomas too, being a lap down. That can only help this group. This is going to be an insane finish because we still got a hungry pack of cars that all can win this race, but they're going to have to get past this threesome up at the front to try and make it happen.
Yeah, it's absolutely going to be interesting, although it might get even more interesting as Thomas goes to the inside once again. Not for position, but it doesn't look like he cares.
Coming to the white flag this time, that is music to Sam Denoto's ears as he sees the pack side by side behind him. This could be huge right here for Sam Denoto. Coming off of turn 4, take the white flag, it's in the air. We have 1 more lap of racing to go from the big speedway. Sam Denoto out front, 3 miles away from victory.
Yep, 3 miles is agonizingly long for someone like Denoto. He really would not want to see someone try to peek to his side, unless it is the 8 and no one is following behind him. But he still wants to keep that 8 behind him because he knows that the moment that Thomas goes to his inside, it's probably going to be game over.
Coming into turn 3 for the final time, Sam Denoto. His season was derailed here at Pensacola in the spring. 4 months ago, he was barrel rolling into turn 3, and his season was over before it could start. But coming off of turn 4 for the final time, he's going to right the ship, he's going to win the race, he's going to avenge his misfortune at this track. Sam Denoto wins the Simply Orange 400 for his first career win in the 1-Up Superstar Series. Devin Fair comes home to finish second ahead of Aaron Hall, who made a storming charge from the back to the front to finish third. Bobo Jones fourth. Justin Hutchinson rounds out the top 5 ahead of Justin Henley, his first top 10 in the Superstar Series in 6th. Emma Carter 7th. Ben McDonald, Jared Polansky, J.D. Martin ran out the top 10. But what a drive from Sam Denoto to avenge his misfortune at a track that almost ruined his season. Now it's back on track. Now he's got a win here.
Yeah, this is sweet, sweet redemption right here. He's got to be beyond excited in that car right now, because that's just something you can't script. You just can't script things like that. And for a great charge there by by the 51, and of course Aaron Hall, I thought he was out of this, but give him a couple more laps, it might have been a battle of the teammates for the win, but it was meant to be for Sam Denoto today, so congratulations to him.
And if you think Sam Denoto's done with a 1 win, just you wait. We're going to be back in 2 weeks at Watkins Glen, a track where he really shines. He won the Nitro National race there a year ago. Could he go for back-to-back in the Superstar Series at Watkins Glen? We'll find out in 2 weeks' time. But big congratulations to Sam Denoto, his first career win, and it comes at the place that has haunted him his whole career. This is going to be one worth celebrating. So, from James Ellison and from myself as well, we say goodbye from the Pensacola Superspeedway, and a big congratulations once again to Sam Denoto, who holds off the snarling pack of cars behind him and gets career win number 1 in a big way. He wins at the big speedway of Pensacola, and to set off a huge run of momentum, potentially, in the coming weeks.